Well, it is about that time for us to get started with practice. I want to say a few housekeeping things first, which is you'll notice that I do have a blanket here today. And that is because in part of this sequence, which we're really focusing on the throat and the throat chakra today, we will be practicing, you have the option to practice, I should say, shoulder stand and plow pose. And I like to have a blanket when I practice those poses. So if you want to grab one, if you don't already have one handy, please do so. I'm going to start to lay the groundwork for this practice. So as you hear me talking, feel free to come into whatever pose is going to help you kind of integrate and land in today's practice. Any comfortable seat will work. As I've already mentioned, we are focusing on the throat chakra, which is the fifth chakra we're focusing on in this series that's exploring the 7 main chakras. And this chakra is known as the Vishuddha Chakra, and it's located right around kind of the central neck and throat region. So we'll be doing a lot of postures that are focusing on the neck, the upper chest, and also really encouraging an awareness of how the breath is impacting our relationship with the practice. As you settle into your seat, really thinking about that the meaning of the Vishuddha Chakra means very pure. And we think about the throat chakra, which is the house for conscious communication, for authenticity, for truth. We think about that meaning of very pure. What does it mean to be pure in our communication? To be pure in how we're showing up in the world? The throat chakra is also associated with the color blue and the element of space or ether. So you think about how we speak. Our words come out of the throat and the mouth, and they go out into the ether, into space. They have power. Taking a moment and thinking about how when this chakra is in balance, we feel really grounded in our self-expression, our ability to be very discerning in how we communicate, but also our ability to listen well. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths, grounding before we start to move, you may start to ask yourself, how can I embody my truth and be more authentic in my practice today? How can I embody my truth and be more authentic in my practice today? Starting to blink open the eyes, begin to transition into an all fours tabletop position. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we're going to bring that awareness right to the throat as we start with some neck movements. So without moving any other part of your body, keeping that stable tabletop position, begin to draw your chin forward, lengthening through the front of the throat, the esophagus. You may even feel this slightly in the upper chest. And then move in the opposite direction, inviting your chin through center all the way down and forward towards your chest and your sternum. And just begin to move in this vertical line up and down as you lift the chin, feeling how the back of the neck closes so the front of the neck opens. And then in the opposite direction, feeling that opening along the back of the neck as the front of the neck locks and closes tightly. And just moving forward and back. This is moving us towards a connection, a relationship with the Jalandhara or the throat lock, which we'll experiment with in some of our poses today. And then the next time the head passes through neutral position, looking straight down at your mat, pause, and then turn your head so your chin rotates over your right shoulder, so you're moving more horizontally, and then over horizontally to the left, chin over left shoulder. Just pivoting the head from side to side, noticing where you're feeling this. I find myself closing my eyes, so I'm noticing where I'm feeling the stretch, where I'm feeling the collapse or the closing, What part of the body is contracting as another part opens and stretches? And coming back to a neutral position, we'll add on full cat and cows with an awareness on the throat. So as you drop the abdomen, draw the chin forward, really feel that stretch through the throat. Exhale, push down through the hands, round the spine to cat pose, chin to chest. And I want you to keep that awareness on the neck and the throat. So you're really emphasizing that full range of motion vertically through the head and the neck. Taking about 3 to 4 more rounds of this cat and cow posture. Thinking about how we can be clear in every movement that we practice, which is an expression of our own ability to communicate clearly, in this case through our body. Bring your spine to a neutral position. We're going to move into Ashtangasana, 8-pointed pose. And we're going to hold it for 5 breaths. So go ahead and tuck your toes, all 10, so you're feeling that connection with the balls of the feet. Knees stay down, hands stay down. Invite your chest down between your thumbs, your chin out front. And then hold this pose, breathing for 5. Breathing for 4. Keep lifting the tailbone as you breathe through the throat for 3. Press down through the hands, the elbows are lifting up and back, 2. Take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, untuck the toes, slide the legs straight. Inhale, lifting up into a cobra position. And exhale, press up and back to your first downward facing dog. Now, as you get to your downward facing dog, I really want you to start to intentionally cultivate the pranayama of Ujjayi pranayama, Ujjayi breathing. The Ujjayi breathing has a slightly audible quality. So as we inhale, it's a similar sensation to sucking through a straw, but with the mouth closed. As you exhale, it's a similar sensation to fogging a mirror, but again, the lips stay closed. You'll start to hear this subtle vibrational quality in the back of the throat, almost like a Darth Vader breath. Beautiful. Take 1 more Ujjayi breath in your downward facing dog. We're going to start to shift into our sun salutations. Moving my blanket so I don't step on it. Inhale, look forward to the front of your space. Exhale, walking or stepping the feet to the backs of your wrists. Take a moment in your first Uttanasana, maybe breathing into the backs of the legs, maybe feeling some tightness there, noticing whatever sensations come up. If motion feels like it would be supportive to helping you get to know this shape, let that come in. Thinking about expressing your truth, embodying this sense of calm, clear confidence in every shape that you practice today. An expression of that balanced Vishuddha Chakra. Inhale, lifting up halfway, long spine. Exhale, folding forward. Rising up to our first complete mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands come into heart center. We're going to move through 3 Surya A, sun salutation A, with a little bridge pose integration in the middle of the Vinyasa. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, lifting up, nice half lift. Exhale, stepping it back to your first plank pose. See if you can maintain that Ujjayi breathing. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Now look into the center of your mat. We're going to jump through onto our spines, setting up for bridge pose. Hopping through, seat finds the mat, spine comes down. Feet hip distance apart, palms flat alongside you. In breath. As you breathe out, push down through the feet and the hands. Press up to Setubandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. If you want to deepen, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders onto the back. Feel the sternum lift up towards the chin, moving towards that Jalandhara throat lock. Full breath in, full breath out. 1 more breath in. As you exhale, release the bridge. Knees into chest. Rock and roll up and over, either straight to down dog, or if you want a bonus vinyasa, take it. Embodying your authentic shape in every pose that you take. Everybody meeting in down dog for 2.
One more Ujjayi breath in, feeling that vibrational quality through the throat. Exhale, looking to the front of the mat, walk, step, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. You're going to have 2 more Surya Namaskaram A's, exactly like that. Rise to your mountain. Hands to heart center. Keeping it flowing. There you go. Inhale out and up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Throat is long and open. Exhale, stepping it back to plank. Inhale, Ujjayi breath in like you're sucking through a straw. Exhale, chaturanga or to mat. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Looking to the center of your space. Walking through. Pelvis finds the mat. Spine finds the mat. Set up for your bridge. Inhale, spine is still down. Exhale, press and rise. Take your interlacing of your fingers if you want. Invite the chest upward towards the chin. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, releasing the bridge. Knees to chest. Rock and roll up and over. Bonus vinyasa available. Practicing your honest, authentic to you pose every single time. Breathing in. The physical movement is a practice to beginning to connect with your authenticity. The movement is a form of communication. We practice with the body so that when we're off the mat, we remember what it's like to embody our honest, authentic shape with our words, with our actions. Look forward, walk, step, or hop. Expressing your truth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Rising up. You've got 1 more just like this. Hands to heart center. Inhaling, Ujjayi breath. Exhaling. Inhale, half. Exhale, find your plank. Let the asana be a form of communication. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Look to the center of the mat, hop through. Find the mat on your spine. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to press up. Option to interlace the fingers. Invite the sternum up towards the chin, moving towards that Jalandhara throat lock. Stimulating the thyroid, the parathyroid glands. Great for balancing the endocrine system. 1 more breath in and out. Release. Knees into chest, rock and roll, either straight to down dog or moving through that bonus vinyasa. Downward facing dog for 2. Practicing your honest, authentic to you shape. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep those arms out and up. Hands to heart center. Pause. I want to say something before we do 2 sun salutation B's. We are working towards the option, if it's already in your practice, because this class is not focused on this pose, of chin stand. The first time we move through sun salutation B, I'm going to invite you to do a 1-legged chaturanga, but typically when we do a chaturanga, our shoulders are in line with what? Our elbows. We don't let them dip. In this case today, because we're moving towards chin stand, the shoulders are going to drop and you're going to invite your chin down. So it will look something like this. You'll be in a 3-legged or 1-legged plank, and then I'm going to invite the chin down and the leg up. And then move on. Okay? The second time through, if you want to try a chin stand from your warrior 1, I'm only showing this once. Hands come down. I take a little micro step back, chin down, legs up. Chin down, and legs up. front of the mat. Here we go. Reconnect with that Ujjayi breath if you lost it. So much of this throat chakra is this reconnection with our own sense of we are worthy of being heard. My voice is worth being heard, validated. One more breath in. As you exhale, sit down to that nice fierce chair pose. Take an in breath there. Here we go, flow, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Moving back to plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Looking forward, the right foot's gonna come in between the thumbs, left heel spins down. Rise up, warrior one. Let's take 2 full breaths. Breathing in that sense of confidence, that sense of clarity in who we are, embodying our own honest shape here. And then looking down, hands come down. You're gonna slide the right leg through to that floating 3-legged plank. Chin comes down, right leg goes up. Press up to your back bend. Downward facing. Switch sides, left foot forward between the thumbs, right heel down. Warrior one, finding your authentic shape. The same way that when you're communicating, you're finding your authentic words, your way of expressing yourself. One more breath in. Exhale, hands down. Left leg floats through to that floating plank. Chin down, left leg up. Up, down dog. Keep it flowing, look to the front of the mat. Walk, step, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, sit down to that fierce chair. Inhale, stand. Exhale, release the hands. Second round, option to play with that chin stand or just repeat what we just did. Here we go. Inhale here. Exhale, fierce chair. In breath, confident and clear. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half left, expressing yourself with every shape. Step back to your plank. Move through your vinyasa. Inhaling, back bend of choice. Exhaling, down dog. Right foot forward, warrior one, left heel down. 2 breaths in the Virabhadrasana. Your honest shape, your authentic pose is going to look different than mine. That's fine. Here we go. Either that one-legged with the chin down, or maybe playing with chin stand, hands down. Little baby step back with the right foot, chin down, legs up. Up dog, down dog. Second side, left foot forward, right heel down. Warrior one. Ujjayi breath, feeling that vibrational quality at the back of the throat. Breath in, hands down. Either left leg flies or left foot baby step. Chin down, legs up. Vinyasa, down dog. Look to the front of the mat. Walk, step, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, fierce chair. Hands to heart center. Release the arms. Take a moment. I don't know why I put lipstick on before this practice. It is now all over my practice sheets in front of me. I have also done chin stand and ended up with a mouthful of grass. It's just not a pose that you need to have anything that you want to deal with your mouth going on. So it's a funny one. Okay. We are going to move into our long sequence. This one has a shoulder stand sequence at the end of this sequence. So we kind of spend some time on the floor. So just know that's coming. Have your blanket handy if you're going to use it. Standing at the front of your mat space, release the arms. Check in with the breath. If you need to, reconnect with the basic technique of that Ujjayi breathing. As you breathe in, it's like you're sucking in through a straw. There's that gentle constriction of the glottis muscle. As you breathe out, it's like fogging a mirror. Slow, steady exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Padangusthasana, slide your hands underneath your feet, palms facing up. Toes are near the wrist creases. Inhale, lift up just enough to try to reestablish some length in the spine. Exhale, if there's space, soften the elbows. Draw the chin towards the chest. Feel that Jalandhara throat lock. Jalandhara Bandha. Energetic lock around the throat chakra. One more breath here, Padangusthasana. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, release the hands. Taking a vinyasa, plant the palms, step back to plank. Vinyasa of your choice. Back bend of your choice. Downward facing dog. Take your feet, move them one full foot distance forward, and maybe slightly wider than you traditionally have them in a down dog. Root down through your right hand, feeling that hand lock, that hasta bandha against the mat. And then take your left hand, thread it underneath and across and to the outside of your right calf. Maybe soften your knees a little bit and let your heart twist to the right. Turn your head, feel your throat and your neck twisting, looking underneath your right arm and armpit, up towards the ceiling or the sky. Take 2 more breaths here, breathing. Feeling that Ujjayi breath massaging the throat. And then gently release that left hand, bringing it back to the mat. Bring your left foot to the center of your mat. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Walk your hands up your right leg. Spin your left heel in 45 degrees. Straighten both legs. Setting up for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Hips squared to the front of the mat. Any option for your hands here. You could stack, hold opposite wrist or elbows. Take a steeple mudra. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge forward. Think of bringing your chin towards your shin. So I want your gaze forward towards your right foot. The chin is open. The neck is long. The throat is elongated. Breathing 2. Breathing 1. Prasarita Padottanasana, releasing whatever hand or arm bind you have. Walk your hands to the left, let your feet follow you until they're parallel. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in. Crown of the head towards the mat. Where is your focus in this practice? On the throat. Ujjayi breath anchoring every posture. Knowing that your posture never has to look like mine because you're embodying your own honest, authentic to you pose. Inhale, lifting the spine, walking the hands forward. We're going to turn 180 degrees to face the opposite long edge of our mat. Walk your hands to the right. The feet will follow you. We're going to land in Gomukhasana, right thigh over left, right knee over left, facing the other long edge of the mat. Taking a reverse hold on the big toes here. So my elbows are facing up, my palms are facing the wall behind me. Inhale, I lengthen through my spine. And exhale, I think of looping my heart in front of my knees. Moving into that Jalandhara lock, let your chin drop towards your chest. Let the crown of the head drop towards the floor. Let the tailbone be heavy. Breathing 3. Remembering your own worthiness to be heard, to be validated. The importance of your own voice. No one else would communicate or listen the way that you do. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head, coming up. Ardha Matsyendrasana B, right foot plants flat on the mat as the right knee lifts. Left hand or elbow around right knee. Inhale, right arm up. And then reaching back and around, finding your twist as you turn the heart and the head over that right shoulder. 3 full breaths here. Remembering that we honor the wisdom of the pelvis here, so that right hip might slide back a little bit, pushing the right foot down into the mat. 1 more breath in. Exhale, gently release the twist. We're going to turn our head towards the front of our mat, our feet towards the back of our mat, setting up for upward facing table, fingertips facing forward, feet are parallel. Inhale. Exhale, pressing down into the feet, knees forward as we lift the pelvis. Now this one I want a closed throat chakra. Jalandhara mudra or Jalandhara bandha. Chin to chest, sternum is lifting towards the chin. This is not going to be the most, it's not going to make any magazine covers, let's be honest, because we all have double chins, if not triple chins in this pose, and that means you're doing it correctly. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, slowly release the hips down. This is where we're going to find our blanket. We're going to bring it in place, setting up for the first of what will end up being 2 sequences of shoulder stand. As I get onto my spine, I want there to be just a little bit of a drop of my shoulders over the front of the blanket. My head is on the floor, setting up for my shoulder stand posture. Sarvangasana. Sweeping the legs up and overhead. Hands come to my low back. And then when I'm ready, legs towards the ceiling. Just here for about 30 seconds or 5 breaths. Two more breaths. Coming into Halasana plow pose, knees towards the nose, and then flexing the feet, releasing them overhead into your Halasana plow. You could always interlace the fingers, straighten the elbows if that feels good. We're going to exit and come into fish pose. So you could bring the hands onto the low back for support, or use the hands flat on the mat like a brake system to slowly and with control roll down. Once the tailbone reaches, continue to engage the core to lower the legs. Once the heels touch the mat, tilt the pelvis forward, lift the heart, release the head back, breathing. Matsyasana fish pose, pushing down through the elbows, lifting up through the heart, opening through the throat chakra, Vishuddha Chakra. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release the spine. Rolling onto your left side, left hand holds the head. Anantasana, taking your peace fingers around your right big toe and extend your right leg up for reclining leg lift. 1 more breath here. Then if you are facing the correct way, release your right leg. You're going to roll onto your belly. You should be facing the front of your mat. Inhale, lift up, cobra position. Bhujangasana. Exhale. Pressing back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths before we start that sequence on the second side. 2. When we cultivate a really balanced Vishuddha Chakra, look to the front of the mat, walk, step, or hop the feet. Second side of the sequence, Padangusthasana, slide the palms up underneath the feet, toes towards the wrist creases. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Back of the neck long, chin towards the chest. Jalandhara Bandha, throat lock. When we balance the Vishuddha Chakra, we experience a sense of clarity, a sense of confidence. We remember the power of our own effective communication skills. Inhale, lifting the head and the heart, sliding the hands out from underneath the feet. Vinyasa, plant the palms, step or float back. Back bend. Downward facing. Setting up from that pyramid pose. Left foot, walk your feet forward 1 foot's length. I don't want to miss this. Widen your feet a little bit wider. And then soften your knees and thread your right hand to the outer left calf, twisting the heart, twisting the head. I'll tell you what I liked about that moment that just happened where I almost just forgot that pose. My body actually remembered that pose more than my mind did. It was like, ooh, that's not what comes next. And it's funny, the wisdom of the body. One more breath here. When we do something, it has a memory of it. Look forward, unravel that right hand. Now step the right foot towards the center of your mat, left foot forward. Now we're setting up for our pyramid. Walk the hands up the left leg. Spin your right heel down, set up for that Parsvottanasana. So the body has a memory, and it's the same way when we start to practice integrity, honesty, authenticity. The body remembers that as much as the mind and the spirit do, and it actually helps us practice that alignment. Take your hand position, whatever that's going to be on this side, and then start to fold forward. Again, the gaze here is going to be down towards your left foot. So that throat chakra is nice and open. Have you lost your Ujjayi breath? You may have. I haven't reminded you of it in a bit. So you may need to check back in and cultivate that Ujjayi breath. It has that vibrational quality. It's a little bit audible. One more breath in. Exhale, you're going to release whatever arm position you have. Prasarita Padottanasana, walk the hands to the right. Feet will follow. Wide-legged forward bend. Take your inhale, exhale, fold in. We're just hanging out here. You're just finding your honest, authentic to you pose. You're practicing that Ujjayi breathing, using the time and the shape to connect with that sense of clarity, that sense of communicating from a place of truth. Inhale, lifting up halfway. We're going to turn 180 degrees to face the other long edge of our mat. So hands walk to the left. This time my left knee and thigh are going to be on top. I take that reverse big toe hold. So my elbows are pointed up. My palms are facing the wall behind me. I inhale, lengthen tall. And then I exhale like I'm looping my heart in front of my knees. Start to hinge forward. And then I'm going to find that throat lock. So I'm going to draw my chin to my chest. Feel my sternum rising up to meet the base of my chin. And then reconnect with that Ujjayi breath. It's almost like a humming, this kind of vibrational massage happening through the throat. Inhale, lifting up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, spinal twist. So plant the left foot down, left knee points up. Right hand or right elbow around the left knee. I like to reach my left arm up, and then I twist around. My navel moves to the left, then my heart, then my head. And again, we've talked so much about honoring the wisdom of the pelvis. My left hip is going to slide back a little bit, but my left foot is going to get more anchored. That's what's grounding the shape. One more breath here.
And then my head will face the front of my mat. My feet will face the back of my mat as I set up for this upward table. Feet about hip distance apart, fingertips facing forward, big in-breath. Exhale, knees forward, pelvis up. This time, you could do the throat lock or experiment with releasing the head back, opening the throat. 2. Last full breath here. Relax the jaw. Drop the tailbone down to the mat. Setting up for that shoulder stand series. Bringing in your blanket if you want it for support. When you're ready, finding your way onto your back. And then here we go. Finding our shoulder stand, gaining a little momentum through the legs. They swing up and overhead, hands to the low back. And then elongating the legs up towards the ceiling. 5 breaths in our shoulder stand. An incredible posture for nourishing that throat chakra. Very stimulating to the thyroid and parathyroid glands. Also great for the vagus nerve, so we're really nourishing the parasympathetic nervous system. Moving into plow pose, flexing the feet, big toes overhead. Maybe interlacing the fingers to straighten the elbows. Option to come into ear pressure pose here by bending the knees, releasing the knees on either side of the ears, shins down to the floor, maybe wrapping the arms around the back of the knees or calves. Kapinjalasana. I may have the Sanskrit wrong on that one. Don't quote me on that one. But I know it's ear pressure pose. Last breath in. We're transitioning to fish pose, releasing the hands down. You could use them on the low back for support or palms down like brakes to roll out. Option to come into Matsyasana 2 with the legs lifted at a V, tilt the pelvis, lift the heart, chin back, or chin up, head back, palms together, overhead, reaching up towards the sky for 2. For 1. Releasing out, rolling to your right side, left piece fingers around left big toe, Anantasana. Extending that left foot up. And then rolling onto the abdomen. Inhale, lifting up cobra pose. And then you're gonna stay on your belly as you release out of your cobra pose, readjusting yourself on your mat if you need to in any way. Maybe resting your favorite cheek on the mat for a moment. Very close to bringing this practice to a close. Just a handful of shapes to close us out. We're going to prepare to work with half locust pose, Ardha Chalavasana. So bringing your chin down towards the center of your mat, palms alongside you, palms down. We're going to start by elongating the right leg towards the bottom of your mat, and then inhale, lift just your right leg up towards the ceiling. The knee is straight, but the foot can be relatively relaxed here. Ardha Chalavasana, just lifting that right leg. Ujjayi breath. As you exhale, release the right leg. We'll switch. Inhale, both legs are down. Exhale, lengthen the left leg. Inhale, lift the left. 2. Hearing your own breath, a reminder that you're worthy of being heard. Releasing your left leg down. Place your
favorite cheek on the mat. Maybe make a pillow with your hands, resting there for a couple of breaths before we do one more posture from the belly. Embodying this sense of calm, clear confidence. And then we're going to do just a fun, playful variation of that half locust pose. If you see this variation and you're like, that actually doesn't look fun to me, then just do the half locust. That's fine. Bring your chin to the center of the mat, and if you need to, re-elongate your arms, palms down. Take a clarifying breath in and out. Take one more inhale as you are. As you exhale, lengthen the right leg to the wall behind you. Inhale, lift that right leg up, Ardha Shalabhasana. And then we're going to bend the left knee, slide the left foot to the right shin, creating this kind of pretty little T shape. Breathing 2. One more in-breath. Gently releasing down, we'll immediately switch sides. Take an inhale with both legs down and relaxed. Exhale, lengthen the left leg. Inhale, lift the left. And then you bend the right knee, sliding that right foot up the left shin towards the left knee. Breathing 2. Breathing 1. Releasing. Plant the palms alongside you. Push up and back to child's pose. Hips to heels. And then turn and plant your left cheek on the mat so the head is rotated, looking underneath the right arm. Feeling that rotation through the throat chakra. And your next breath, just lift the head, turn so that the right temple or cheek finds the mat, looking underneath your left arm. Last breath here. And walking the hands up and in. Last thing before we practice Shavasana, we're going to do 3 rounds of Simhasana, or lion's pose, lion's breath. It's a pranayama practice. When we do Simhasana, we open the mouth, we stick out the tongue as far as we can stick it out. We open our eyes bright and vivid. We even look up towards the ceiling, and we come forward like we're going to pounce on some prey when we do it. So it looks like this. If you need an example, just watch for now. You'll inhale, and as you exhale, you take your Simhasana. So it's like a roaring exhale, tongue out, eyes up. We'll do 3 rounds together. You ready? Hands come forward onto the front of the knees. We'll take a clarifying breath in and out together, breathing in, breathing out normally. And now we'll prepare. Inhale fully. As you exhale, take your Simhasana, roar. Release, close the eyes, take a clarifying breath, in and out, and out. Breathing in, and here we go. Exhale, breathe it out. Release, clarifying breath between rounds, in and out. Last round of lion's pose, breathing in and out. Releasing, taking all of that powerful energy with you as you make your way onto your back. Extending legs and arms, making any adjustments to the body so that you can feel comfortable and at ease. As you inhale, breathing in confidence and clarity in who you are. As you breathe out, expressing yourself effectively and authentically. Breathing in, I am confident and clear in who I am. And breathing out, I can express myself effectively and authentically. Breathing in, I am confident and clear in who I am. And breathing out, I can express myself effectively and authentically. Taking one more breath as you are. And then when you're ready, allowing the breath to deepen, gentle movement to re-enter the body, and eventually finding your way back up to a comfortable seat. I invite you to bring the palms of the hands together, and I will share with you this closing quote for today's practice on the Vishuddha Chakra. When the throat chakra blooms, silence becomes sacred and words become spells. Choose them wisely, for words have the ability to manifest your deepest desires and shape the reality that you wish to create. When the throat chakra blooms, silence becomes sacred and words become spells. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to all of our practices.